Look closely at the Japanese village of Yokora, and you'll notice a glaring demographic anomaly. The population consists entirely of elderly residents. There are no children playing in the yards, and the local playground has been left entirely to the weeds. This absence is the result of a coordinated effort. Families living in surrounding cities enforce a strict unspoken quarantine regarding this specific geographic area. They never, under any circumstances, allow their children to cross the village limits. 11-year-old Yomi doesn't understand the gravity of this boundary. After a heated argument with his father about where to spend his school vacation, Yomi packs a bag, sneaks out of his house, and boards a bus to visit his grandmother in Yokora alone. By stepping off that bus, Yomi has done exactly what the quarantine was built to prevent. He has walked completely unprotected into an active supernatural hazard zone. The first night at his grandmother's house, Yomi drops his toy ball over the balcony. He heads outside into the dark yard to retrieve it, but stops cold. A sudden sensation washes over him, like hundreds of ants biting his skin at once, and his muscles completely lock up in paralyzing fear. Through the trees, an imposing silhouette emerges. It is a woman standing an impossible 8 feet tall, her face obscured by a wide-brimmed hat. As the figure stares down at him, she emits a slow, mechanical, and deeply unnatural sound. Po, po, po. This timeline tracks the lethal encounter. Hour 0 marks when the victim hears that specific rhythmic clicking. From that moment, they are marked. The clock is running. Yomi has exactly 72 hours to survive a predator locked on to his location. Day 2 of the countdown reveals a specific hunting strategy. Instead of launching a physical assault immediately, the predator uses the middle 24 hours for psychological warfare. The goal is to induce complete exhaustion. Yomi experiences this firsthand as he barricades himself inside. Heavy, phantom footsteps pace back and forth directly outside his bedroom. Aggressive, rhythmic tapping violently shakes his window panes. Crippling paranoia sets in, ensuring he is too terrified to sleep or leave the room. His only physical guardian offers no comfort. Rather than calling the police or Yomi's parents, his grandmother paces the house in a state of high anxiety. She silently draws cryptic white symbols on the floor outside Yomi's door, offering zero explanation for what is hunting him. This is supernatural isolation. It dismantles the victim's reality, proving house walls offer no shelter and adults are powerless to intervene. By the time the sun sets on day 2, Yomi is sleep-deprived, isolated, and highly vulnerable. His mental defenses are shattered, leaving him open for the final strike on day 3. On the final day, the trap springs. Yomi hears his grandmother calling him to his bedroom window. Her voice is clear, urgently begging him to climb outside and follow her into the forest to perform a protective ritual. This diagram shows the entity's use of auditory mimicry. It takes the unnatural frequency of its own voice and perfectly molds it to match the pitch and cadence of a trusted loved one. This allows the predator to bypass physical locks by convincing the victim to open the door themselves. But right as Yomi reaches for the window latch, his cell phone rings. It's his father. He frantically tells Yomi that the real grandmother is missing and unreachable. The voice outside the window is a lure. Realizing the danger his son is in, the father finally explains the history of Yokora. Decades ago, an unusually tall woman lived in the village. Her height made her a target for intense bullying and total social ostracization. When a local child suddenly went missing, the frightened villagers violently scapegoated the tall woman. They accused her of practicing black magic, dragged her deep into the surrounding woods, and brutally murdered her. That collective cruelty birthed a permanent consequence. The woman's intense hatred manifested as a vengeful spirit known as Hachishaku-sama. As retribution, she began hunting the village's children, ensuring the community would have no future generations. The creature waiting outside Yomi's window is the direct physical byproduct of the village's original sin. It is a manifestation of human cruelty, returning to claim the very thing the villagers once tried to protect. Hearing the creature scratching at the glass, Yomi's father delivers immediate emergency instructions. He orders Yomi to wipe away the grandmother's white symbols, suspecting her mind was compromised, and to pour a physical barrier of salt around himself. An hour later, Yomi's parents speed into the village and find a gruesome scene. The grandmother's body is violently impaled on a swaying tree branch. The mechanics of her death remain ambiguous. She may have sacrificed herself to stall the predator, or she simply fell victim to its rage when she tried to interfere. Inside, Yomi survives the final few hours of the countdown, staying anchored inside his salt circle, surrounded by physical amulets and fiercely guarded by his parents through the night. The instant the sun rises on the fourth day, the family abandons the property. They load Yomi into the car and execute a panicked evacuation back to the safety of the city. They have survived the immediate encounter, but distance offers only a temporary reprieve. A spirit born of such deep-seated hatred doesn't simply vanish because a car crossed a city line. The marking is permanent.
For more amazing videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you!